Yo, what's up everyone? Today I'm going to be talking about how I give a damn about the world 7 days a week, but don't really give a damn. It's going to be a bit of an interesting one, and maybe this video is going to be very confusing because even thinking now off the top of my head, how do I explain to people how I actively 7 days a week do environmental work and combat waste pollution and try to encourage people to look after the animals and to care about the world and all of these, let's just say destructive things that are happening in our lives right now that are potentially going to create catastrophes in the near coming years. How do I remain super positive about that, but also be so heavily involved with it? And so I think now I've just done a video about this, about positivity. So if you haven't seen that one, go and check it out because it's pretty much related to how I deal with all of this negative energy and these, these, let's say, ways that, things that are happening that seem to be so like far away from getting better, and how do I deal with that? So anyway, I'm going to start off with a little bit about positivity because I do believe that that is the key to understanding everything and being able to see the light and to be hopeful of change. If you look at the stats, the current environmental stats, and you see where the world is going and the human species are going, or even if you watch videos and movies, you will see where we're going, and you'll see that every new video and movie lately, they're not anymore showing how we're going to be flying different cars and things, but they're actually showing how humans are going to be, we're not going to have Earth anymore, and we're going to be up in space, and there's an apocalypse of something, diseases and all these kind of things. So everywhere you look, if you really look and you see, then you'll start to notice that it doesn't seem to be looking good. And even through all of the environmental work I do, combating waste pollution, talking to people about air pollution and the destruction of wildlife habitats and deforestation and animal liberation and animal agriculture and all these different things, how do I stay sane about it, knowing that all of these things collectively are just building and building and building, and it doesn't look like it's getting any better. Like, the reality is, now my battery's low, so it might die now. I'm gonna hopefully put a new one in if it cuts out. How do I remain so hopeful and so positive and so upbeat when I'm heavy in the middle of all of this? Now, how I do it, and I very simply, like I just started off, I don't care. But here's the trick. I do care. Like I said, it's going to be a confusing one. I care so much about the animals, about the natural beauty that is out there. I want to travel around the world. That's my dream. I want to travel around the world, meet people from different cultures, see all the different animals that are out there, and appreciate the natural beauty that we've got and the mystery that this planet has. I want to see all of that. And that is my life goal, to do all of those things. I care so much about all of this and humans and everything. Yet, I also, in order for me to care so much about it and to see the reality and the truths and the real statistics that are being put out there, in order for me to remain positive and so happy and chilled about all of this, through all of these statistics that are literally saying we're about to go through a catastrophe if we don't change, and we're not changing fast enough. So currently the stats and the way we're moving shows that we're not going to be able to deal with it and we're going to become extinct. That looks like it's becoming more of a reality than anything else. However, I remain positive still, and all of these stats and things don't get to me. And there's something called eco-anxiety, and I've wrote a little bit about this recently. Eco-anxiety, I did a post on Instagram, I did a blog post for another sustainability page. Now, eco-anxiety is pretty much where all of these things that I've just talked about overwhelm you and make you think, oh my god, we are screwed, we're all gonna die, I can't handle it, and you break down in a sense. Okay, so my battery died, but I've got a spare battery, so it's okay. So tip for creating YouTube videos, make sure you've always got a spare battery. Anyway, how do I deal with all of that stuff that's on top of you, that being overwhelmed and feeling like you're about to explode? it's a real thing. I'm seeing people more and more lately become overwhelmed with all of this. Even just plastic pollution as a subject on its own can seem really overwhelming. And for some people, more than others, it can really, really get to you. And so how I deal with that is, first of all, I see that all of these different topics that we're currently facing, these environmental topics that are showing us that we don't have much time. We've got 11 years before, X, Y, Z. I see all of that, but then I look at the possibility that we are going to change and that we are going to be able to save millions of animal species around the world. Humans are not going to go extinct. And like, even though you read all of these articles and books that are saying, hey, there's no way we're going to do it, there's still a chance. And to me, that small chance that we are still going to make it and we're still going to be all right, that to me is super powerful. That's kind of like, if you've ever watched a film where everything looks like that the main character, he's about, can't deal with it, or a superhero movie, you can't deal with it, but then he finds that courage and he overcomes everything. He believes in himself finally, and he goes out, wins the war, or saves the world, or whatever it is. I see it like that. Like that's that feeling inside. I'm like, I don't know if we can save it, but God, let's do it. Let's try and save the world. That to me is, yeah, that's super positive thinking, super hopeful thinking. But if you can find a way to kind of harness that energy that you can feel from that hope and that potential beauty that we're going to see, vision the world, like all of these animals finally get saved, that they're out there, they're wild, we finally rewild many animals, we don't need zoos anymore, and we've got animals out there having fun, we leave them alone, and we've got no environmental issues or very little, and we've all these green eco cities and towns, and the water levels are, they're at a halt, or you see all of this. If you can envision that, then that's one way to kind of look at all of these issues with a positive mindset. The second is kind of the opposite to that. It's not necessarily the positive mindset, but they're like the mindset that's kind of like, okay, so you're telling me that you've got this problem, this problem, this problem, this problem, and we're probably not going to get through it. Great, I can't do anything about it. You've just told me that we can't do anything about it. All right, I'm going to live with what I've got. I'm going to do the best I can to enjoy my life, knowing that the world is going to end at some point, and I can't do anything about that. Great, if I can't do anything about that, then I may as well live the best life that I possibly can live while I'm here. Now, if you are in that mindset, that's not a lazy mindset. That's not like a destructive mindset or anything. That is an acceptance of, okay, if we're being told that we can't do anything about it, then why would I stress about it? No one's going to do anything about it because we can't. So why would you stress about that? So what I would do in that situation, and this is what I do anyway, is that even though we're all going to die one day and the world's all going to blow up one day, I would still say, hey, but I'm going to create happiness and care about people and look after what we do have while I'm still here. Like, you could think, okay, maybe we can't change the world, so we might as well just not care about anyone or anything. But that's still here right now. The world is still here. You are still here. You're still a living being. There's animals around the world. We may as well, let's say, I'm not telling you that the world's over, by the way. Let's say that was the case. But let's say the world was over, and you've got 50 years and then the world is done. The way to deal with that and still be positive and happy is to say, well, let's make that 50 years the most beautiful 50 years that life has ever seen. That the world and earth and anything, if there is a God and all these kind of things, anything, let's create the best 50 years anyone has ever seen or experienced. And then, like, that's something amazing to live for, right? That's like, you could look at it like there's an end goal, like 50 years, let's do that, and I've got a challenge to live the best life ever. So there are loads of different ways that you can maintain a positive attitude through all of these issues in the world. And I pretty much wake up every day, and I've got 7 days a week. I'm doing the Pure Clean Earth charity, which is combating waste pollution, doing the Sign of Change, which is turning awareness into action, fighting all sorts of environmental and social issues around the world as it starts to grow. And I've got my veganism that I'm doing as well. I'm trying to encourage people to understand what veganism is and to maybe even try it and to give it a shot and all of this. So all of these, if you look at them, they're combating problems. But every single day when I wake up, I don't wake up going, oh my God, there's a problem. I don't know how I'm going to deal with this today. I don't do that. I wake up and I say, I'm going to do my best to have fun while I spread all this positivity and amazing messages and hopeful opportunities for people to live a better life and for animals to live a better life and the environment to be cared about and preserved and conserved, all this natural beauty. I wake up and I see an amazing opportunity. I wake up thinking, it's going to be a great day because today I've got a chance of caring about people. I've got a chance of protecting another animal species. This is a beautiful thing. I'm not in control. And even though each person in the world has an impact on the world, we're all connected in some way or another, even though you know that, you are not the one person that is responsible for the world change, right? You're responsible for doing the best thing you can, and if you believe that it's your responsibility to care for the planet, then you are responsible for doing the best you can, but in a balanced and healthy way. Like, I don't believe that the world was created that one person, it was me, that I woke up one day, I was born, and it was my responsibility personally to save the world, and that I had to be imbalanced in receiving negativity and feeling bad each day so that the world could prosper from it. I don't believe that was put onto me, nor you watching this. So at all times in my life, I have to live by balance. And you hear it a lot, balance this, balance that. Yeah, well, maybe I can't balance. I've had too much alcohol in my system. Anyway, I'm joking, that was a terrible joke. So, but it is about balance. Like, you've got to enjoy your life as well. All these problems, you've got to make sure that you have a great life. Like environmental issues and stuff. Like, let's just take one example. I'm fighting plastic pollution, I'm vegan, I'm encouraging people to live a better life and to experience new things and be, fulfilled on the inside and feel great about who you are for whatever you want to do in life. But at the same time, currently I haven't stopped flying. And we know flying is bad for the environment. Currently I haven't done that because my goals in life and my dreams in life, flying is a huge part of that. Now I'm trying to find ways to improve that and to not fly, but currently that's something that I haven't tackled yet. But that doesn't mean that all of a sudden I'm the worst person in the world and it was my responsibility to never fly because that is what the world needs. I have to do step by step at a time and find my way, but in a balance. So even though I do one or two bad things, I still understand that I'm doing so many more positive things. Sometimes I'm taking a couple of steps back, but I make sure that I always take 10 forward. So this is probably going to be quite a long video now, so I'm just throwing all this off the top of my head, information at you, experiences, my own personal views. I care about the world, but I don't care, if that makes sense. Like, I care about the world so much, and you watching this, and the animals, and I really give a damn. But at the same time, it's not my responsibility to save the world. It really isn't. I'll do my part, and I will make sure that I'm more positive than negative. But it's not my responsibility to save the world, and I won't wake up a single day in my life being upset and angry and depressed about what I can or cannot do. Just give it my best and just enjoy the world that I've got around me while it's still here, while I'm still here. And always, that number one point that I mentioned, stay hopeful that maybe we all are going to save the world and everything's going to be great and wonderful. But if not, it's still great and wonderful right now, so let's appreciate that. See you later, everyone, and don't forget, like, subscribe, and all that YouTube jizzle dazzle stuff. And who knows, one day I'll have a huge account and be able to spread amazing positive messages to everyone. Ciao.